The crumbling Riverdale Psychiatric Asylum had been abandoned for years, a forgotten relic of a dark and troubled past. But the tales of its haunted history had never truly faded, whispering through the shadows and drawing the curious and the thrill-seeking into its decaying embrace. It was this siren call that led Emma, Jack, Kayla, and Nick, a group of young adventurers, to the asylum's doorstep one chilly autumn night. They had heard the rumors, the stories of unspeakable experiments, and the tortured cries of the patients who had once resided within its walls. And like moths to a flame, they could not resist the pull of the unknown. As they stepped through the yawning entrance, the friends found themselves enveloped in an oppressive silence, broken only by the occasional creak of aged wood and the scuttling of unseen creatures. The air seemed thick with an ancient malevolence, and the shadows appeared to shift and dance at the edge of their vision. Undaunted, the group split up, each venturing down a different corridor in search of clues or artifacts. But as they delved deeper into the asylum's labyrinthine halls, a growing sense of unease began to take hold. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream shattered the silence, and the friends rushed to find the source. There, in a sealed-off office, they discovered Kayla and Jack, their faces etched with pure terror. "We found something," Jack stammered, his voice trembling. And when Kayla touched it, the door slammed shut. And then we heard this awful sound, like something inhuman was coming for us. Emma and Nick exchanged a horrified glance. "We have to get out of here," Nick said urgently. "Whatever's in this place, it's not something we want to mess with." But as they raced back towards the entrance, they found that the exit they had used was now sealed. The heavy metal door fused shut. Panic gripped them as they frantically tried one locked door after another, their desperate attempts to escape thwarted at every turn. And then, from the shadows, came a bone-chilling shriek, a twisted, inhuman wail that seemed to burrow into their very souls. The friends huddled together, their flashlights casting flickering shadows on the decaying walls, as a monstrous figure began to take shape before them. It was a twisted, deformed creature, its limbs contorted at unnatural angles, and its face a horrific, screaming rictus. Tattered hospital gown clung to its emaciated form, and its eyes were twin pits of bottomless madness. "Run!" Emma screamed, and the four friends fled, their pounding footsteps echoing through the asylum as the unearthly wail pursued them. They raced through the maze of hallways, their lungs burning and their hearts pounding, until they found themselves trapped in a dead-end corridor. Cowering against the wall, they watched in terror as the monstrous figure drew ever closer, its gruesome form illuminated by the trembling beams of their flashlights. Just as the creature was about to pounce, a sudden, deafening crash echoed through the asylum, followed by the sound of shattering glass. Startled, the creature paused, its head cocking to the side as if listening. Then, with an unearthly roar, it vanished back into the shadows, leaving the friends to cling to each other in stunned silence. Cautiously, they made their way towards the source of the noise, and to their relief, they found a shattered window, their path to freedom. "The exit!" Kayla exclaimed, her voice tinged with disbelief. "Quick, let's get out of this place!" One by one, they climbed through the window, their feet hitting the ground outside as they fled the asylum, their ragged breathing the only sound in the still night air. But as they ran, a sense of dread settled over them, for they knew that the horrors of Riverdale had not finished with them. The trap had been set, and they had fallen right into it. Now the asylum had claimed them, and it would not let them go so easily. The battle was far from over, and the friends knew that they would have to face the darkness that lurked within those walls once again.